It is August 13th, 2018. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. With me this week, we got Matt Morgan and Justin LaBar, the go-home Raw before SummerSlam. Man, different Raw tonight. Matt, all in all, what did you think?
You guys didn't like it?
It was just different. You know, Renee on commentary, so it was a different vibe on the commentary desk.
Definitely.
We had some spikes in some stories, some lulls in another. I thought uneven but high points, and that ending return, Dean Ambrose is back. I definitely popped for that.
Braun Strowman continues to get better, by the way, of working the crowd. He showed a buttload of charisma tonight. I thought he was on fire with charisma.
Yeah, I agree with that. Justin, how about you? What'd you think tonight?
It was better than I think the previous week's Raw, which it needed to be. It's the go-home show, and the SummerSlam still has some points where maybe it lacks some of the big show feel. But I'm glad that I'm glad that it started well. It had some high points, and obviously it ended pretty strong.
So of course they opened the show mentioning this, and we should open ours as well. That today we learned that Jim the Anvil Neidhart passed away at age 63. Definitely his presence hanging over tonight's Monday Night Raw, getting a shout out in that opening promo, which we'll talk about in a minute. But of course, our thoughts and prayers are with Natalya and the Neidhart family and the Hart family while they deal with this passing. Matt, I feel like we talk about this every week now. You know, someone else from our childhood, a beloved figure in professional wrestling, passes away. Is this one hitting you harder than most as well?
Yeah, for Natty Neidhart it is. Yeah, definitely. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For Natty just lost her dad, man. You know what I mean? I've lost my father as well, but to do it, on a night where you're working and things of that nature, it seems like, actually I was working too. I was in India.
Oh, wow.
I lost my dad wrestling. It's just, maybe it's part of the deal. I don't know, but nobody's ever gets used to losing, your mom or dad, right? But with her and her father, very, very close relationship, obviously. Daddy's little girl, he was very, very proud of her. Super proud of her. I remember she was like 17 when we were at Air Canada Center, and he made sure that she was there and getting in the ring and doing all the stuff that us rookies were doing. And I remember going like, how old are you? And she's like, 17. I was just like, what the freak? She's like, I remember kept thinking like, she's going to be Beth Phoenix before Beth Phoenix. I remember I kept telling everybody. Because Beth hadn't hit it yet either. She was about to. But just, what do you say? She lost her dad. I just can't, all of our thoughts and prayers, obviously. But to answer your question, look, a lot of wrestlers, and myself included, done over the time of our career, put a lot of pressure on our heart. A lot of pressure. It's akin to hitting the gas and the brake at the same time, and eventually that engine seizes, and you try to get out in front of it. If there's any type of addictions or whatever have you that you see with a lot of wrestlers, I'm not saying that's in this case, but in other cases, my own included, you want to get out in front of it, before it's too late, and try to reverse some of the damages maybe you have done to yourself, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's whatever. So it's a shame, you say it every single time though, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it is Neidhart. I apologize for mispronouncing his name. I have that habit of doing that. But yeah, it's that thing. I think we have to accept it as we are getting older, that the people we looked up to as children are getting older as well. And it's the unfortunate passage of time. And with Natalya, it really brings it home he's been on Total Divas with her and involved in her storylines. She posts photos with him all the time. So even though he hasn't wrestled, I was surprised to learn this, that he hasn't been in the WWE ring since '97. I thought it had been more recent than that. Well,
and one of the things I just want to make sure, clear, I just want to be very clear,
Yeah.
Is that I'm definitely not saying that what I was saying about, gas and the brake and at the same time, pressure on the heart has anything to do with how Mr. Neidhart passed. I'm saying, answering your question, as far as we see this a lot with other wrestlers, that usually tends to be the story. That's not it here for all I know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think a cause of death has been revealed yet.
But when we go back and people want to talk about deaths of famous pro wrestlers and things of that nature, that's generally was what I was saying.
Yeah, and I get that. I absolutely get that. I thought the video package they did as a tribute to him tonight was very, very good. Yeah, I mean,
was she at the show?
No, I don't believe so. No. Justin, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, two sides, but obviously the personal side. You lose another. Obviously, somebody lost a father, which is sad, as Matt was saying. I don't have some of the personal memories and stories that Matt was just telling of Natty, but I mean, I have been around here more times than I can count, and she is one of the, not just in wrestling, but just one of the nicest, hardest working people just that you'll meet. So you certainly feel for her and her family. The other side of it, though, I mean, there is obviously, there's always the entertainment side. Obviously, she's going to handle her business with the family, and WWE, I'm sure, will give her as much time as she feels she needs. But being one who's grew up in the business, I don't think she's going to take any extended time off. I think she's going to get back to the grind as she does, as her father would want her to. And what I'll be watching is that I've been saying for a while. I think we all can kind of see that potentially a turn on Ronda would be coming. I keep saying I could see Natty being the first person who challenges Ronda when Ronda wins the title, maybe at the Evolution All-Women show in October. So I'll be interested to see if they work this into storyline. And I know that rubs some people the wrong way, but especially those who grow up in wrestling families, it's kind of like, it's almost like, no, that's how Dad would have wanted that, or so-and-so would have wanted that. I'll be curious to see if they use the Anvil's passing and any reference moving forward again in promos, if her and Ronda do have the best friends split, something of, Ronda saying, I was there for when your father passed, and those little things they'll do amongst people who trust each other, like Natalya and Rousey, if it helps sell the story. So obviously the personal side is rest in peace, but of course Natalya, from a wrestling family, she's going to get right back into it sooner than later.
Yeah, so I mean, let's pivot with that and talk about the opening of the show. With Ronda Rousey bringing it up, I mean, this did split a lot of people on Twitter in terms of, was this the appropriate thing to do? Matt, I hope you live a long and healthy life, but when you pass, should your name be fortunate enough to pop up in a wrestling storyline and they want to incorporate your death into that, is that all part of the business for you, or would you have an issue with that when you've left this earth?
It's a hell of a question. I never thought of it, quite honestly. I got to think of how my son, which is 4 years old and autistic, so I don't know how he would take it, right?
Yeah.
And then my wife, Larissa, that's all I would think about, is how would they take it. So I don't know. Maybe they would. You know what? Larissa would probably be popping. So I don't know. You know what I mean? My wife would probably be like, "Oh, this is that's awesome." They brought my husband's name back up 20, 30, 40 years. Since last time he was there. That's freaking pretty cool. Thank you, WWE. I could see her saying something like that.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, bell salutes are fantastic, but what better way for the business to celebrate someone from the business than to incorporate them into a storyline? So I thought with that, okay, so what did you think of Ronda's promo? That was tough out there. They had her go out there, cut a very serious promo, talk about Jim Neidhart's passing, talk about the importance of a father in a girl's life, and then pivot it to Alexa Bliss.
She did a good job of what I'm gonna guess, knowing Ronda's story, maybe possibly delving into her own father's. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought she did a solid job. That's a lot to ask of her. Somebody who's not a good, no offense to her, but she's not a good promo. She's getting better, but she's not good. And to put that on her, I was very surprised at that. It's a lot of responsibility. Yeah, well, the crowd was great, though, by the way. Yeah. But I think she pulled it off. She did great, I thought.
Yeah. What did you think, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I thought she handled the drama very well, and the crowd was, completely hushed. You could hear a pin drop. And let's be clear here. Again, I know every time WWE ever mentions anybody, because this is not the first time that somebody's passed and they make a reference in a promo. And then, granted, this was a babyface making the reference to the promo. They've had heels make reference to deaths that happen. Just be clear, whether if you're out there critiquing this, whether you like it or don't like it, okay, that's your own opinion if you find it uncomfortable. Ronda Rousey would have not gone out there and mentioned Jim Neidhart in the promo if Natalya was not okay with it. Vince would have not asked her to do it without having talked to Natty. So, for everybody who gets all offended, the only person that should be offended would be Natalya. If she's not offended, then you don't need to be offended.
It's not your right to be offended.
Yeah.
It did have me thinking tonight. I don't know what you guys think of this. I think when Vince McMahon passes away, that is going to be an epic storyline. I am sure Vince McMahon will have pitched the storyline for his passing.
Vince will probably have his funeral streamed on the WWE Network.
Yeah, he'll probably take video ahead of time. You know, if you're watching this, I'm dead already. Maybe a Brewster's Millions like challenge for Shane and Stephanie involving the wrestlers.
Bruce. Good. That was a good reference.
Yeah. But yeah, tonight it was. I don't want to say that it was shoved in there, but it was. They tried to take that and then pivot it, and I think it kind of worked. To your point, Matt, for Ronda, I was nervous for her.
Yeah, me too.
Did the best she possibly could with that. Then Alexa Bliss came out and just tore it up on the mic with Alicia Fox standing next to her, setting up a match between Ember Moon and why am I blanking on this? It was
well, you'll get it in a second. Alexa Bliss by her killing that promo, that's also in a way paying her respects as well, of really banging what she did out with that promo. Trust me, there's pressure involved in that scenario. Big time pressure on those girls. And they all delivered. They all hit home runs.
Yeah, and so it was Ember standing in for Natalya. So it was Ember versus Alexa with Alicia Fox on ringside. Really into it on ringside, waiting for things to go down. And then Ronda ringside as well. What'd you think of that match tonight for something so impromptu, Matt?
For something so impromptu, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job. The whole segment killed it.
Yeah, it was a good opener. And then, of course, devolved into chaos. Ringside, everyone got into it. Right. And then Ember Moon won by DQ. Justin, what do you think they do with Ember from here? This was her first appearance in a while. She's been out of action as of late, or at least off TV.
I don't know what's next for her. It kind of feels like obviously the All Women's show coming in October. It feels like they're kind of putting a lot of the girls in neutral, just having them kind of park for a minute until they get to the next pivotal point, which again I assume is Ronda winning the title. So it kind of feels like a lot of the ladies are just kind of just waiting until they're told where they need to go. And so I have a feeling from the night after SummerSlam next Monday to the October pay-per-view, they'll be all in full gear. But right now it's just kind of like they're just waiting until they get everything kind of in place to move forward.
When we have Hell in a Cell between that's in September, right?
Yeah, I mean whatever event it is, but I mean like everything from next Monday on will start to, because the tickets go on sale August 24th.
That's right.
So they'll start doing something next Monday to start. Again, if Ronda wins the title, then all of a sudden that's your hook for tickets to go on sale is see Ronda Rousey's first title defense at this show, and at that point they'll start to then I think fill out the rest of the card, and you'll see a lot more segments dedicated. So we'll get a direction for Ember Moon, we'll get more direction for some of these other ladies that are just kind of doing nothing of real importance.
Yeah. Speaking of almost random impromptu matches, Baron Corbin versus Tyler Breeze tonight.
Very random.
Yeah. How do you think, aside from his outfit, how do you think Tyler looked, Matt?
Hated his outfit. How did you know I was going to say that? Yeah.
Because it made him look like a clown, right? I mean, here's a guy that can really wrestle. He's got great comedy chops, but you put him out there for a lengthy this match did not need to go on this long.
No. I like that they're thinking about him at least, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's one of those deals where you stand up a little bit, you know what I mean? And get with the creative team and say, I know you guys want it this way. I got one opportunity tonight to get out there and give you guys 7, 8, 10 minutes. Can we try something different? Can we just put me in something different so I could look a little bit more serious and at the end of the day get this guy even more over?
Yeah. Yeah, well,
especially talent has got to start doing that in that position. And what's tough is in that position, you're worried about getting fired because your confidence is shot at this point. You know what I mean? So you're scared to rock the boat. I remember being there myself, in that same predicament. And like, do I say something? But I'm the young rookie who's still cutting his teeth and making his way. Maybe I should shut up to show him I'm a good sport. I have good business, a good business guy. Just do what I'm asked,
Yeah. Yeah. Justin, do you think they're going to have anything for Tyler with Fandango out for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I don't know, and that's the point I want to make there with Fandango being out is to extend what Matt was just saying. First off, I mean Tyler Breeze is not is not a rookie. I don't know if some people he goes back to the FCW days. He's been around, so
Mike Dalton.
So yes, so he needs to cash in now, and unfortunately that's one of the dangers when you're in a tag team. Him and Fandango picked up some steam doing the buddy comedy type stuff backstage. And they relied so much on each other, and whether you found it funny or not, it doesn't matter. That WWE kept at least writing for them every week, and they played off each other well. And so it's like that old thing when you're in tag team, your partner goes down. It's almost the same as you being injured. So he's going to find a way to make that not the case. Like Matt said, I mean, at this point, what do you have to lose? Stand up and say, "Look, guys, I was funny with Fandango, I was entertaining with Fandango, but I can be entertained by myself." I lost interest in this thing with Baron Corbin. I'll be honest, I left the room for a minute when I came back.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and Corbin did win that with the Deep Six. And after, Corbin tried to put Finn Balor in a 2-on-1 handicap match against Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens, but then Kurt Angle came out. Weird Kurt, talking about his powers as a general manager and that he can't cancel a match, but he can modify it. It's like, okay, Kurt, you've got less power than I thought, but you find a creative way around it. And he made it a tag team match, Braun Strowman with his little buddy Finn Balor against Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens. Yeah, if we're trying to reestablish Finn as a threat for Baron Corbin, maybe putting him next to the guy that, what did Graves call him, a meat castle, maybe doesn't do the best to improve Finn's stature, size-wise.
It definitely does not.
Yeah. What'd you think of the tag match?
Good. I thought everybody played their parts. Look, I know they're heels, but I don't like seeing anybody run from anybody like that. I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop though. When it gets cartoony for me, you know what I mean? Where Kevin Owens ran and hitting the crap, so the hiccups, hitting the crowd. You know what I mean? Versus getting in the ring and wrestling. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Justin, doesn't it feel like they've stretched this story out for so long that there's been so much repetition with Braun and Kevin?
Oh, to a degree that I don't even have words for. I mean, again, this feels like they, Braun, he was so dominant for the first 18 months as a heel, just plowing through people, and then, it feels like he's literally he's had interaction with so many people that it's like I feel like they're just stalling for whenever he is going to cash in and win, and that might be coming up here in the next 7 days. I really feel like it's just stalling. It literally is just stalling and hoping that they don't lose the overreaction that he's getting. And the stuff with he and Kevin Owens is just.
It is, but tonight he did a good job though on his own accord around that crowd up. Braun.
No, I agree, Matt. And Braun is, but in terms of the relevance of the interaction with he and Kevin Owens, there's nothing new for them really to do. They've kind of
No, there's not.
Braun chases Kevin Owens around. He drags him to report. We've gone through all the gimmicks, all the shticks, and it's ready just to move on and just give Braun the strap.
Yeah. Seriously. I mean, a week from today, I hope that's what we're talking about is Braun cashing in on Roman night 1 on Raw. Man, but probably Hell in a Cell. I mean, it seems like the logical time if they're going to go that route. So Braun and Finn won that match against Jinder and KO. And we'll see what happens with Baron and Finn, and then Braun and KO Sunday at SummerSlam. And that will be for the Money in the Bank briefcase, and we'll run down all those matches at the end of the podcast. Had a lot of stuff tonight. We'll talk about the Rollins segments and the build-up there. Oh, but we had Ricky Roberts versus Bob.
Go ahead, you're frozen.
Oh, we lost Glenn. The show's going to fall apart.
It's all right. What was the next match?
It was the jobber guitarist guy getting beat by Bobby Lashley. Or not even getting beat by Bobby Lashley, just smashing the guitar on him, and then Bobby Lashley beat him down.
You back, Glenn?
Yes, all my browsers decided they need to restart immediately.
Good. So we got you. Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley, Ricky Roberts. Ricky Roberts hit him with the guitar. Elias came out, talked about his multiple documentaries that have been done on him. And, just further setting up Bobby versus Elias at SummerSlam. Are you invested? Do you even feel like there's a real feud here, Matt?
No, there's not. And I don't care about it. One iota.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm with you. Justin, do we need to spend another moment on this?
No.
No, Elias is great, but there's nothing here.
Yeah. Triple threat for the Raw Tag Team titles: the Deleters of Worlds versus the Revival versus the B Team. With the B Team retaining tonight, and we're gonna have, who's it gonna be? The Revival versus the B Team on the pre-show, or is it gonna be the same three tonight? I will call that up. But regardless, how do you think the Revival look tonight, Matt?
There's the B Team versus C Team.
That's good.
I don't care. I don't care. And I just, as you said that match, I said to myself, this is getting repetitive. Where I used to, when we used to do this show, I used to get excited about talking about certain segments, right?
Yeah.
That's what we wait to do the show to do. I like that. But it's been a while since there's been something that I was excited to get on here and talk about. And it just piles up. And I'm going, that's probably the viewers' same exact sentiments when they watch the show. You know what I mean? Going, well, when's, I'm going to stick around to when Roman comes out. Or I'm going to stick around to when Seth comes out. And I don't know, man. I'd rather talk about things they need to do to change this, because this tag division is deader than a doornail.
The Revival hit the heart attack tonight.
I'm always happy for them. Don't get me wrong. I'm always happy for them when they do anything semi-positive. But they've been killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, they could have benefited tonight, man. Talk about a way to tie in the Anvil's passing. Have the Revival cut a promo about what the Hart Foundation meant to them.
Oh, well, there you go.
Say something like that. Like, they need to make you care a little bit about the Revival again. What a great way to talk about, they're a throwback. Now, I know they're mostly thought of as a throwback to even earlier. Yeah, to an even earlier era. But I think they could have found a way to do that tonight, give it more context. Instead, we had the B Team backstage talking about math probability and just setting up this for tonight. But yeah, so is this going to be on the pre-show? I mean, we thought they were skipping the Raw tag titles this pay-per-view, but no, it's happening. Where do you go with this, Justin? What do you do to fix the Raw tag division at this point?
Just start putting some commitment towards the talent you had. Like the Revival is a great presentation. I love the old school feel. I wish they would walk out with fanny packs and Ribera jackets on. They fit the old school look. You just need commitment to them. It doesn't matter what they're doing, because there's really, they're on some weeks or not on some weeks. The B team, they're trying their best. Some of it's funny, some of it's not. But there's just no commitment. So they just need to get back to basics and just find some commitment. But I think the Revival is the perfect heel team to build around.
Definitely that. Yes.
Yeah.
And same with Authors of Pain, by the way.
Yeah. Well, maybe Sunday. We get the Revival.
You build around those two teams and start from scratch.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Okay, so this was a high point tonight. Some people might be surprised to hear me say this, but I really enjoyed Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman tonight.
Well, that was because it was good.
It was really good.
It was compelling.
Yeah. I mean, what Reigns said was fine, but when Heyman came out and they had that interaction, Heyman trying to put himself in there saying he was going to be Roman's advocate. You could tell him all dirty big secrets, and really making this pitch that there's going to be an alliance. And then it ends with Heyman pepper spraying Roman and then Brock coming out and attacking him. I would have liked if they would have kept that swerve for SummerSlam. And
I agree.
Yeah, kept it, let you believe it a little bit, right? Because then
we were wanting to see more of that Paul Heyman. We were dying for more of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you could have a good backstage segment, some online stuff Sunday on the pre-show. Roman taking questions with his new advocate.
And it would have been a good tester. It would have been a good feeler for WWE to say, well, wait a minute. Maybe we shouldn't do this swerve. Maybe we should go forward with this because it's hot.
That's what I felt. That's what I felt tonight's segment was. But prior to, even still, even with Brock coming out and it all being a big ruse, I felt, I was like, I wonder, if WWE is just doing a little thermometer, a little temperature testing to see how many people chant yes or no when Brock was asking them to sign the contract. How many people are going to react to Reigns aligning with Paul Heyman? And I'll tell you this. It's still open-ended enough, because Brock and Heyman had their problems, and then it's not like Brock and Heyman had some big embrace tonight. They didn't hug or anything like that. So,
but how do you get past being sprayed in the eyes with pepper spray?
Yeah,
signing bonus? Was that signing bonus?
But you know, the speaking in Samoan and that really, Reigns was really taking back. I don't know. Who knows what's going on here? I mean, they I don't know. It was cool, but it was definitely felt like
it was good.
A temperature check here.
I hope so. I really do hope so.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, the segment was cool, and I think, man, just
if anybody speaks Samoan, please translate what the hell they were saying.
Yeah. Oh man. So hey, Brock beat up Roman. Brock was standing tall. By Rajagiri's booking math, that means Roman's going over finally on Sunday. It could finally happen, but we've been swerved before. I don't want to predict anything.
I don't even care.
Yeah, seriously. Speaking of not caring, Bobby Roode, Apollo Crews, and Titus O'Neil versus the Authors of Pain and Mojo Rawley.
A lot of talent in here, honestly.
Absolutely.
Every one of them misused. I liked it. I thought it was okay.
It's fine. I mean, I feel like every one of these people could be doing something better if you just slightly tweaked what they were doing.
Every one of them. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, seriously. And Titus and Bobby Roode won that match. After that, we got the Jim the Anvil Neidhart tribute video, which the WWE has already put online. I highly recommend everyone watch it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Very touching. And then Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks. Ruby with the Riot Squad, Sasha Banks with Bayley, the Boston Hug connection in effect. And Ruby won this and was standing tall, but neither of them are competing at SummerSlam on Sunday.
It was just to push the other two storyline, though, right?
Yeah, I guess it's keeping it going. I mean, maybe they're going to add something in the pre-show. It is a 2-hour pre-show, and I think they've only announced 2 matches for the pre-show.
See, Ruby versus the Boss should be a very good match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that should be something we'd look forward to seeing. And, once the bell rings, I try to do the best to forget these stupid storylines that they're both in and watch it from an athlete's perspective of 2 really good, badass athletes going at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then WWE sucks me back into their stupid storyline of not, and ruining it almost because their storylines are that, what's the word? Just not working. They do the opposite. They're supposed to make me emotionally invest. I'm trying to go out of my way to get the storyline crap out of the peripheral and just look at the 2 athletes wrestle.
Yes. I think the word you're looking for is banal.
That was not it, but I'll take it. Sure.
Justin, how about you? Were you into this match at all, or were you just thinking that, the go-home SummerSlam Raw, here they are, and, this was sort of placeholder?
Well, first off, Glenn, nice job by you filling in for Jonathan Coachman with a word of the week. I thought that was a good part by you. I'm a fan of Ruby. I'm a fan of all their talents, but much like what this segment and match did, I have nothing to say that add any value to this. Let's just move on. There's nothing to talk about. Again, it's just they're kind of put in park right now until there's more time given to commit toward building to this all-women show. That's the reality.
Yeah, and maybe for Evolution. Okay, so here's the deal. Seth Rollins, they were saying, had some travel issues. He was overseas doing promotional work. Maybe he was overseas filming that long Subway commercial with him talking about his journey. I don't know. Did either of you guys catch that tonight?
No.
Yeah, so they had like Subway, where it all begins. And then Seth Rollins talking about his journey with like a Subway foot-long meatball sub right next to him. It was good content, but very, shoehorned in for the sponsor. Anyhow, Seth, they made this big deal about his delay. Ziggler was out there with McIntyre and saying, Seth's going to forfeit if he doesn't come back to sign the contract. Kurt Angle really telegraphed where the story was going by saying Seth's going to be able to have someone in his corner. That was in the contract. And then we were all counting down to the last minutes when Dean Ambrose showed up right behind Seth. He's going to be there probably to help Seth win the IC title back on Sunday at SummerSlam.
No.
Was it Dean Ambrose or was it
Dean Ambrose? Sorry.
Was it Dean Ambrose or Triple H? He looks so much like Triple H.
Yeah.
Did anybody else see the resemblance? With the haircut now?
I had to look and make sure Dean Ambrose has always barely had eyebrows. Because I was like, did Dean Ambrose shave his eyebrows? That's a hardcore look. But no, they're just very light.
Maybe he's had a rough night.
Possible.
I'm saying there's going to be a turn. He's coming back to turn.
Okay. I'm into that.
Yeah, I agree. Turned on Seth. That makes I mean, he looks good. He got the haircut. He looks a little bit more jacked. I mean, I think heel Dean Ambrose is what the doctor ordered. So him turning on Seth Rollins would be.
What did you just say? No, go back and say that again.
What did I say?
Dean Ambrose is just what the what?
What the doctor? A heel Dean Ambrose is just what the doctor ordered.
Cool.
What?
Just go. Keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mess up your flow.
Heel Dean Ambrose is just what the doctor ordered. He needs to turn on Seth Rollins. By the way, did anybody notice that Renee Young didn't say one word during his appearance?
Oh shoot, no.
Yeah. People are going to read into that. No, I thought, Matt, I tweeted a thought of you when
I saw
Ziggler was having his little therapy session there, talking about there's no blueprint for that, and I was just like, oh, of all the time.
Someone say blueprint.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Ziggler's promo was awesome tonight. I think people are going to forget that. I think I forgot about it the second Dean Ambrose stepped out there. But for Ziggler, man, he's so good at doing this. The problem is they have him do this like clockwork now 4 times a year.
Yeah. You're 100% right.
Yeah. Looking forward to the match, though. I think, man, if all 4 of these guys get into it and it goes crazy, I mean, this could be match of the night on Sunday.
Yes. I agree. Oh my God, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Easily could.
So with that being said, let's run down the card for the 13 matches that have been announced for SummerSlam. And of course, we'll be back here. Me, Matt Morgan, and Raj Giri Sunday night. We're also going to be here after TakeOver on Saturday night. But let's talk about SummerSlam here. The B Team versus the Revival. Who do you think is going to win, Matt?
I'm gonna say Revival.
I would love to see them get the title. How about you, Justin?
I'd like to see the Revival, but I'm going to say B Team. They got new music. Yeah, they keep fine touching the music and the merchandise. So to me, I feel like the B Team will hold on to it.
Okay. Rusev and Lana versus Andrade, Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega in a mixed tag match. Matt, who do you got?
Rusev.
Justin?
Rusev.
Yeah, I think Andrade. I think they got to kind of give him a little momentum. And
He should.
Yeah.
But they're going to put right now with Rusev in neutral, quote unquote neutral. He still needs to win though.
Yeah, it depends if Aiden's there. If Aiden English is out there, who knows how that could affect it. But
yeah,
we'll see. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. The match 2 years. Actually,
love this.
Yeah. How are you liking the build up to this, Matt? Because we haven't been talking on Wednesdays. How are you digging it?
I really am loving it.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to win?
I don't. There's no card showing on this one. You know what I mean? This is a 50-50 split.
And that's why if they're smart, they do the Miz.
Yeah. Keep it going.
Who needs to win? Does somebody need to win more than the other in this one? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what I like about it.
With everybody questioning Daniel Bryan's future, and I don't think he's going anywhere, by the way, but with everybody questioning Daniel Bryan's future, and they've even kind of like hinted towards that a little bit in the promos with Miz saying, just go back to wrestling in the armories, whatever. If they have the Miz win, everybody's going to go, oh my God, Bryan's leaving. He's on his way out. That's why they just had Miz win. And they could do a lot of fun stuff if they let Miz win here, especially if it's dirty.
How are they going to handle Hell in a Cell? That wasn't dual branded last year, was it?
I don't know.
I don't think it was, because it was KO and Shane last year. That's where Sammy turned. So I wonder, I would like to see Daniel Bryan and The Miz in the Hell in the Cell match if they could do it. Maybe take a title match out of the picture and just do those two. I think that could be the draw for Hell in a Cell if they believe in the feud enough. But yeah, I think you guys are right. I mean, I think The Miz winning this is how you keep it going in a really cool way.
Yeah.
Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin.
Good match.
Yeah.
Again, same thing we say about Corbin every week. Insert it right now.
Yeah.
Looks stupid. He looks like an idiot in that outfit.
Well, his entrance tonight in that outfit, did you see he came out and like tried to do the old thing and he went to almost a headbang, then realized he didn't have hair anymore, so it didn't really work?
Yes.
Yeah, it was really awkward tonight, that entrance. Justin, who do you think needs to win more? Let's put it that way.
Oh, that's probably the hardest question of the night. I mean, I guess I'll say that Finn's going to win because they've been doing the whole bully thing, and he's smaller and everything, so maybe he gets the win here. But yeah, I mean, both guys need something, so I don't know. I mean,
here's the thing: Finn can't lose, in my opinion, to him. Do you know what I mean? It really puts him down. It really pushes him down.
Matt, I'm not saying you're wrong here, but I can also see the logic in the decision makers saying.
Well, of course, it helps bring homeboy up. Of course, that's the logic.
Well, yeah, they're gonna say that. Oh, Finn still has his fans. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses. He's still gonna be over. So.
But Corbin is now a fixture of Monday Night Raw. Corbin gets multiple segments every week, guaranteed storyline as long as he does the Constable. Corbin doesn't need to win a single match for as long as that gimmick continues.
Oh, yeah,
right?
kind of like Corporate Kane.
Yeah, I mean, he's a main character of Monday Night Raw.
Corporate King got his ass handed to him every time.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think Finn needs it, guys. I mean, think of where Finn was 2 years ago, and then think about tonight. I mean, even when Graves is starting to punk him out on commentary.
I mean, just think about it, title-wise. Finn Balor loses to Constable Corbin at SummerSlam. That's a big to-do. You know what I mean? That's a big way down. I don't know.
Well, yeah, last year, considering he won the Universal Championship there, put on an amazing match.
Year?
No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago with Seth Rollins, put on an amazing match. They were the closing match of the show. So much fire there. Like, Finn needs this, man. Finn needs this. I mean, I hate to say it. Like, they need to take him off TV for a couple weeks and bring him back as the Demon. Like, just clean reboot.
Then he can lose if that's what they do then. He can afford to lose this then.
Yeah. Maybe for the rematch. Maybe he comes back Hell in a Cell and just demolishes Corbin as the Demon. I don't know. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championships. Jeff will be back on SmackDown tomorrow night. Who do you got in this match, man?
Shinsuke.
Justin?
Yeah, Shinsuke. I just can't see them switching the title off of him right now over to Jeff.
No.
Yeah. The forgotten title, the Cruiserweight Championship, unless you're watching 205 Live.
I don't watch it.
Yeah. Cedric Alexander defending against Drew Gulak.
I don't care. I hope Gulak wins.
Yeah, I hope Gulak wins too. Justin?
I like Drew, but I'm picking Cedric.
Okay. SmackDown Women's Championship, Carmella defending against Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Ooh, I don't know, actually, on this one. I'm excited to watch it, though. I don't know. Am I missing anything? Does Becky win this one? I don't know.
Becky Lynch all day. She's on so much of a roll. I mean, they made a point now to say what her winning streak is, and she's got girls tapping out, and she's friends with Charlotte, but she's not going to let the friendship get in the way. I mean, I think this is the Becky Lynch show. I mean, and unfortunately, if it is the Becky Lynch show and she wins, it's going to be like the 7th most important headline by the end of the night.
Yeah, but for Evolution, Charlotte versus Becky for the title. That sounds like a main event.
That's a top match. That does sound like a main event.
Yeah, I want it to be Becky. I'm afraid it's going to be Charlotte though. But maybe they realize they can drag it out longer and have Carmella retain. We shall see. So Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre, we talked about, and Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. So, Matt, you think Dean's going to turn on Seth and keep the belt on Dolph?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Justin?
I'm right there with him. I think it's screaming for an Ambrose heel turn.
See, I think they're going to have Seth win thanks to Dean, and then they're going to give us that Shield reunion. They're going to find, pick that storyline back up since it was so truncated when Dean got injured, but we'll see. Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens for the Money in the Bank contract. Braun's retaining this, or is Kevin going to pull some shenanigans, Matt?
I hope Kevin pulls some shenanigans, but I don't know. I mean, no. What's his name wins? Strowman.
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah, I can't see Braun losing this in any fashion.
I mean, he's got to win the title, right? So he can't lose here.
Yeah. The Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, defending the Smackdown Tag Team Championship against the New Day.
I could see go either way, but I hope the Bludgeon Brothers hold on to it.
Yeah, I don't see a title change here. I mean, again, we say it Glenn, you and I talk about it on the Wednesday podcast a lot. I mean, at this point for the New Day, let them go and let them be pushed a little bit of singles. They can still be aligned with each other, but I mean, what's another title run at this point for them?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of it will depend on the reaction the Bludgeon Brothers even get tomorrow night. I mean, I think they need to put their finger in the air, see which way the wind's blowing, and decide, is this finally working or not, or are we going to...
It's never working. Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, with the Bludgeon Brothers, okay, I feel like their new gear, when they got the green camo gear, that made it 5 times better than it looked when they came out originally in the red.
Yeah, they're not funny looking in it as much anymore, yes.
Yeah, have they launched in the camo and the green? I think that would have been
Oh yeah,
better received.
But then how is that any different than
AOP?
just doing what No, the Wyatts.
Oh yeah.
Redone again.
Well, they still would have had the clothes, so it would have made sense. No, I agree. But it's still with the masks. But I don't know. I feel that it's grown on me a bit. It's gotten better the longer they've done it. It's still not great. But once they take the titles off them, they have nothing. So then they've got a bad gimmick and they're not even the champions anymore. That's like the ascension trajectory into irrelevance, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But New Day as singles, if you're going to do that, man, now's the time, especially because SmackDown, I don't know what you guys think, but I think the single scene there could use a little bit of a shakeup, and what better way than adding 3 great competitors into the single scene on SmackDown than letting the New Day go that route.
Good point.
Yeah. AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Justin?
That's not the same thing as predicting it, though. I know.
yeah. I can't see AJ losing and dropping the title. They got him on the video game and everything like that. But I think he's got to run. It's not time for him to lose. It should be a great match. And Glenn, to your point, back again with the New Day.
Yeah.
If they know that they want AJ to hold this title on SmackDown until the Rumble or until Mania, so you got all these months to fill. I would be fine with letting AJ Styles go through the New Day and having a one-on-one title match with each of them over the next few months. I'd be fine. I mean, it'd be fresh and different, and it'd be, again, for both AJ's opponents and for New Day's story.
It would really elevate like Kofi. You know what I mean? It really would. Big E.
Think of the athleticism in those matches of what they can do.
Especially Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi number one, but all 3 of those guys in the New Day are athletic. No matter what their build is, I think that would be some fun stuff for SmackDown.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, that's for sure. Alexa Bliss defending the Raw Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey.
You think it's time?
Yeah. You guys don't think she wins a SummerSlam?
Yeah, it makes sense, but man, there's no going back once that happens. Like, this is going to be, I think, another Asuka-style reign.
Yeah, but every time she stepped in the ring, Glenn, she's delivered. It's not like she's falling on her face.
Right.
I don't see. This is it's the New York stage. It's WWE's backyard. Ronda wins, and then again, tickets go on sale 6 days later for the women's pay-per-view. And you have her win on Sunday. The next night on Raw, you make it official that her first title defense will be at Evolution. Of course, everybody's going to go, oh my God, that's 60 days. She's got to defend within 30 years. Everybody will pull those fake rules in wrestling, but that's how you sell the tickets for that show when they go on sale that following Friday is her first title defense on Long Island against whomever.
Do you think, okay, so given, just to shift gears for a second, given that All In and then the ROH New Japan show at Mania weekend next year, given that you had some sellouts recently news, how quick do you think Evolution sells out? Or does it sell out day one?
I don't know how to gauge that. I really don't. I don't know. Because the WWE event, it sells out day one. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's rare. When's the last time the WWE had a day one sellout?
That's the thing, right? So maybe it's not. It's definitely not a day one sellout then.
Yeah, if it's not WrestleMania, that's the only thing that truly even gets a sellout. I don't know, and then even that they're adding tickets because once they figure out the configuration of the stadium. I don't think we're gonna get a true sellout. Now WWE might tout something,
right,
to say, and in 1 hour, they might try to portray it as such, but I don't think it's going to be a true sellout off the bat. That's not to say it's not going to be well attended. I think that it'll be well attended, but I don't think it's going to be one of these things where they're saying in 27 minutes flat, every ticket was gone. I don't think it's going to be that legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and pardon me, it was their end of year sellout that's making them do another one Mania weekend. Correct? That's the story, Justin, for New Japan, Ring of Honor.
I'm sorry, I said that again.
They sold out Madison Square Garden later this year, and they're going to do another one Mania weekend. Is that the story?
Yeah, I know they're doing one Mania weekend. That one's sold out.
Oh, that's the one that's sold out. Okay, I thought it was before that. Yeah, and then All In, of course, is sold out. So I don't know. With Evolution, I'm not going to take any chances. My wife and I want to plan a trip to New York just to go for that. So I'm going to, be the guy that wakes up 6 a.m. Pacific time to queue for tickets online and see if I can get it. But yeah, knowing my luck, there'll be tons available and it won't sell out that fast. Yeah, anyhow, so then we have the match. Again, Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman versus Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
Let's say Brock Lesnar.
I would love it if it was Brock Lesnar at this point, just for that taking the football away,
I don't know. I'm going to say, I think either way, Braun Strowman cashes in the next night. But I think just because everybody knows Brock's leaving to go to UFC, I could just see, which would be weird because it'd be, again, Roman losing again to Brock. But I don't know. I just have some feeling that I don't know. Any which way, I think by Monday, Braun cashes in. But I'm going to go Brock just because I think it'll be their little swerve. But who knows? But Roman's due for a win. I don't know. Hard to pick. That's the one thing you can say about this story is that there's all the elements of, this guy is going to UFC and this, and this.
You don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me ask you this. What do you do Monday night with Roman Reigns if he loses Sunday?
Nothing. Who gives a shit? Brock drops the title to Strowman.
Yeah. Okay, but that's what I'm saying though. Roman.
No one's going to care about Roman that night if that's what happens.
Yeah, but if he's the investment, I think that their investment.
That answers your question of him winning the title.
Yeah. I agree. It's all or nothing. That they do it now or he's done. Man. Okay, so with all this being said, we ran through it. Tonight's go home show. Matt, are you finally excited for SummerSlam?
No. I don't give a rat's bleep about it.
Okay. Justin, how about you?
I'm not as excited as I've been in past SummerSlams. I'll be at SummerSlam again as I have the last couple of years, and I always enjoy watching Brock live, whether it's him versus Roman, whether it's him versus Randy Orton.
You're paying money to go see this?
I'm not paying money. I get a suite for free thanks to my good sponsors at Ticket Cake.
Good.
The trip's paid for, so I know I don't spend money.
Right,
but I'll say this: I've seen Brock versus Taker, Brock versus Orton, Brock versus Roman. There is something special about seeing Brock live. So. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Bryan and Miz. There's elements I'm looking forward to, but as a whole, I'm not looking forward to this as much as I have in some previous years of SummerSlam.
Okay, let's talk about something I think you're both looking forward to more, which is TakeOver Brooklyn 4 on Saturday night. Let's just run through this quickly. It's only 5 matches. Velveteen Dream versus EC3. Matt, who do you got?
Ooh. Velveteen.
Yeah, I think keep that momentum going with him. Justin, how about you?
I agree. Green.
Yeah. Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defending the NXT Tag Team Championships against Mustache Mountain, which is Tyler Bate and Trent Seven.
Ain't happening.
So Undisputed Era retains.
Yes. Good Lord, yes.
Okay, well, because you just don't think Mustache Mountain is going to be something in the annals of WWE history as a tag team championship?
Maybe. Not right now, no.
I don't know. Mustache Mountain might have the blueprint to rise to the top of the tag division. I don't know. Trying to get a rise out of him now.
Yeah. Justin, how's Mustache Mountain been booked? I haven't been watching NXT every week.
I've been catching on delay. I don't know. It is what it is. The fans are so supportive of NXT. It feels like even what could be average at best booking, they don't crap on it. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing that they don't hold booking accountable necessarily. Not that NXT books badly, but I kind of feel like NXT gets this pass of like everything has a certain shiny goldness to it to the fans. If that makes any sense, but no, I don't see any tag title change here.
I don't know why you're asking questions. You're supposed to be asking us who's winning, who's losing, and keep it moving.
I'm sorry, Mr. Morgan, sir. Adam Cole defending the NXT.
Raj is blowing up our computer screens right now with that arrow of his.
Oh, yeah. With Adam Cole defending the NXT North American Championship versus Ricochet.
This is gonna be I'm looking forward to this match more than anything on SummerSlam. I'll tell you that right now. Seriously. Way more.
It'd be great.
AJ Joe, I am excited for. I take that back, but that's it. It's a tough one, right?
I would love to see Ricochet get a title
because they can't have Ricochet lose here, right?
Yeah. In theory, I think he needs this. I think his momentum is there.
This is what I like about it. You can't really truly predict.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see Ricochet win, and I'm gonna say he wins.
Justin?
Adam Cole.
Baby.
So Shayna Baszler defending the NXT Women's Championship against Kairi Sane.
Black hole of charisma versus Kairi Singh. I like. It's not gonna happen. Baszler wins, but Singh is hot. Like she's like the fans love her. Like she's kind of hot as a babyface, and I think it'd be a good time to switch. Actually, it just hasn't worked with Baszler. You guys think it's worked with her?
No, she has no character, no charisma, and she's been so dominant in the ring that it's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, there's nothing there, right? Everything you just said. Everything you just said, yeah.
But Kairi Sane looks like the human version, like she stepped out of a Capcom fighting game. Like she's just such a cool look, so much charisma. I think put the title on her.
Charisma. Yeah, I hope so.
I think Sane's the one who beats Baszler, but it's not going to be this Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
And then lastly, it's been changed because of Aleister Black's injury. So we have Tommaso Ciampa defending the NXT Championship in a last man standing match against Johnny Gargano.
It's so funny. I remember listening to some other wrestling shows. People were talking about the last time they wrestled. This has got to be the last time. They can't find another way for them to face each other. I'm going, dude, Ciampa's going to win the title. I kept saying, like, that's the next twist. That's the next wrinkle to their storyline. Case solved. Because we all want to keep watching those two wrestle. I don't give a crap what their storyline is at. You know what I mean? They're so good. And I'm going to put it out there that this is going to, in my opinion, easily win Rivalry of the Year or Feud of the Year.
I mean, what's even close to that?
I can't think of anything close to it.
Shinsuke and AJ kicking each other on the balls all year? I
mean. So who do I pick to win, though? Jesus. That's a tough call. Because of the injury, what does that do? Like, how long is he out for, Black?
I'm not sure. But they changed the match, though, as a result. So maybe Gargano gets it and then feuds with Black after with Ciampa in the background. There's a lot of different ways they could go with this, depending on...
Yeah, if they have there 2 or 3 months between, let's say, Gargano and Ciampa, then he doesn't win it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think because they have to move the belt to someone else if both these guys are going to get called up, right?
Right, but if not, Johnny on the chase is the way to go, though, too, right?
But think about the moment, though. Think about if Gargano wins this, take over Brooklyn.
Because it's in Brooklyn, it's going to be a hot crowd. Yeah, that makes sense. It does. I just don't. If they have another match in them coming and I'm not aware of it, then Ciampa has to win. But if they don't and this is it for them, let's say, then, Johnny wins it. I'm not saying to hedge my bet. I'm saying it because I don't know that information.
Yeah. What do you think, Justin?
Well, they just moved the belt on Ciampa a few weeks ago on an NXT taping. I don't see him dropping it now. I think Aleister Black was primed to get to the main roster, and that obviously might be delayed now if his injury is as severe as it could potentially be. The fact they're pulling him, I think Ciampa holds on to the title. But I one of the interesting things to watch between Ciampa and Gargano is that in this great feud they've had in these epic matches, it's always been okay. You can't turn it off to the very last second because even down to the very last second, there's just always something. That runs. So I could see Ciampa retaining the title to keep Johnny chasing. But I wouldn't put it past if they go off the air that Johnny is the one standing tall, and he has to dig down for some more viciousness to match this psychopath and Ciampa. But I think they're going to end up having to carry NXT. Whether that was the plan a few weeks ago or not, I think that's going to be the audible now. Is they're the sure thing. Go with them until you have some better clarity of what Black's deal is here.
And by the way, let's get Velveteen up where he belongs too. By the way, Velveteen Dream's been ready. Yeah. I know he's young, he's still developing, but for the NXT brand. That dude is ready.
I agree. How are they going to up the stakes with Ciampa being more of a heel this time? We've involved Candice LeRae. Last time, Ciampa spitting on his wedding ring.
We're not going to be able to predict this, but they're going to come up with it. I guarantee it.
Be like, I've been secretly dating your mom for the last 6 months.
Bro, I've said this 1,000 times in this storyline. Kept saying that they can't. Remember, I hated this storyline. I didn't see what any of you saw in either of the two. Yeah. I didn't. I'm like, one's a freaking sideshow midget pissant, and the other one looks like Christopher Daniels-ish with a better build and the freaking goat beard. Because I didn't know either one. I'm just being honest. My first introduction to both. That's what I'm saying. And then I fell in love with them. I swear to God, like after the second time they faced each other, I was like, I'm hooked. Like I'm hooked on it. Like I love them both. They can easily carry that brand.
Yeah.
Feud of the year. Feud of the last few years.
It's been good, and I'm afraid they're going to go to the main roster, and they're going to both get cast aside.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If this is the crowning moment, this is the crescendo, the point where we put in there that's Ciampa winning, or maybe they drag it out and they think they got another round.
I wonder how the guys get paid. If they get paid decently to be able to support their families, a comfortable living, let's say 150 grand a year, okay? Let's say that. I would stay in NXT.
Yeah. What was it, Justin? You would know this, but wasn't Balor at the end of NXT and maybe Shinsuke? Weren't those guys pulling down closer to like $250,000 a year?
What?
I mean, I can't say for sure on that. I know that the pay in NXT has gotten better than what it was, say, 4 or 5 years ago, and that some guys that have come in like Joe or some guys that have come in with an established name have had some better deals than others. But let's not mistake something. While there are at times 3 simultaneous NXT tours going on,
they're not making money.
They're not exactly. So guys enjoy being in NXT, and it's over with the audience that it has, and they are getting to travel the world, which is good, and getting whatever. But you're still not making the kind of money you would be on Raw or SmackDown. That's booked. Never mind all the complaints we can have about Raw or SmackDown booking. You're still not making.
No, you're right.
You have your downside guarantee. Right, exactly.
You'll eventually have a figure made of you. Shoot, I even had, you know what I mean? You guaranteed that. So royalties will be more. But here's the thing. With those 2 wrestlers specifically, I'm saying, they'd be better off to stay at NXT. If they can make that kind of money is what I'm saying. 150 and above, where they can live comfortable. If I'm those guys, I'd stay at NXT. Because they're both artists. You know they are. And going to the show and being put on 205 Live to get, let's say, $150,000 downside guarantee, I don't think they'd be happy with that. I don't think they'd be like, you know what I mean?
Especially when they have to travel more if they go up to that.
Oh my God, yeah. And then they get the initial Monday Night Raw or SmackDown introduction, right? Okay, so they finally made it. We all get that experience. It's great. It's once in a lifetime. But then that's it. Then it's 205 they go. And that sucks. I don't think it should be that way, but it is how they're going to do that.
And then lastly, I want to touch on this news story before we wrap. Colt Cabana sued CM Punk.
Oh my God, what have I missed? I saw that.
So I guess my understanding, and Justin, correct me if I'm wrong,
What the freak happened there?
They had an agreement that CM Punk was going to cover their legal fees for defending the lawsuit from Dr. Amon.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that CM Punk was going to cover the fees, and that CM Punk told Colt Cabana recently, "Hey, I'm going to cover half, and for the rest, you're on your own, buddy."
Yep.
Now the wrinkle to this is that WWE, or not WWE, the WWE or Dr. Amon did ask CM Punk to ask Colt Cabana to take the podcast down before filing the suit against him and CM Punk. And Colt Cabana could have. It was already out there, but he kept it up in showing solidarity with CM Punk, with defending his friend.
Punk said, "Don't worry about it. My lawyer says keep that shit up. We're good." Basically.
Yeah. So he filed suit. I mean,
That's
I guess it's
so crazy. I couldn't even fathom suing my best. I couldn't even think of it. I'm not in this situation either, but you know what I mean? Wow.
But a year ago, CM Punk was probably like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I got a couple more UFC fights coming up. Everything's coming up roses for Phil over here. You know, it's going to be fine." And then he had that second loss, and he's got to be looking at a different financial reality now if he's dead set on not going back in a wrestling ring ever again.
Well, he's going to have to be undead set against it to go make that money.
Seriously.
I don't know. Can you imagine suing your guys' best friend? I couldn't.
Oh, no, he has it coming to him. He's done something.
I mean, he does, no question. I'm just saying, look what they've got
my best friend. I'm like, he knows what he did. I mean, we're cool, but he knows. You know?
Yeah, I'm not saying, I don't mean it that way. I'm just in general, like, you and your best friend are, like, going to court against each other. Like, that to me is nuts.
Yeah. Justin, what do you think of all this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's obviously there's 2 sides of this. There's the one side of it of obviously CM Punk could have gone to anybody's podcast in the world and made their podcast real famous and probably got their podcast some new advertising rates. And he chose his best friend, Colt Cabana, and then obviously gave Colt's podcast a whole other life when he went and did his big call after 9 months of silence. That's the one side of it. The other side.
Okay, but how do you? But really,
I'm not siding with Punk. I'm not siding with Punk. If that's what you think.
No, I'm saying is, how do you know that wasn't fulfilling to Punk to go get his shit off because he was so fed up with WWE and wanted to go out and bury people and do what he wants to do? There's some redeeming qualities in this for him.
No, absolutely. That's what the other side. Look, the thing is that I think, for all that Punk talked about on that podcast, how he made so much money and he doesn't need to wrestle ever again, and he lives a simple lifestyle. The guy has that much money. Just pay your damn friends legal fees. Even if you and your friend are having a falling out, just pay his legal fees if you know that you've made millions more than what he has, and just be done with it. Because I'll tell you what, since this story's come out, I haven't seen too much positive PR on. I feel like a lot more people are taking Colt's side. This is not good PR for CM Punk. So he would have been better off just quietly, even if he and Colt don't ever want to speak again, just write him a check and say, I'll talk to you later. This is not good for Punk, I don't think.
No, yeah. This is his bud. I mean, and this, I'm not saying this is necessarily fair, but this is his buddy that he got into the business with. They were best buds. I don't care who you are. You don't owe anybody money that helps you, gets you to the dance, I don't believe. But if you can do them a solid, you kind of try to do it, right? Because it's usually a team effort and what gets you to the dance, in my opinion. There's people that pop ideas off you when you're younger. There's those that build you back up when Punk probably felt he sucked. You know what I mean? Who knows what? And then again, this is your best friend who doesn't make anything close to what you make.
Right.
And to ask him to pay millions of dollars, I was like, where the hell is Colt gonna get that? Yeah. I mean, his podcast does fantastic, but he was not walking around like a millionaire. And what wrestler can really say that to begin with? WWE included. I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if Punk's blocked Cabana on Twitter yet.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm sure he did.
And that's the thing. Look, I mean, the UFC losses were one thing, but a lot of his behavior, I think even CM Punk's biggest fans are having a hard time defending him lately.
And I'm a huge Punk, Mark. I love Punk. So, like, the character. But this pendulum swing of his, do you know what I'm talking about? Where
he's clearly bipolar.
Like I don't know, man. I don't like that.
Yeah. But that sort of craziness is what makes him great also, with his character, with all of it. So, yeah, like most artists, you take the good with the bad, I guess. That being said, we'll be back here Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern, to talk about Smackdown Live, the go-home show for SummerSlam. Matt, what do you want to plug before we wrap this up here?
I would like to plug at 12:45 a.m. That's right, exactly 20 minutes from now. Go to your app store and download an app called Up Live, UPLIV, Up Live, where I will be fielding all your questions about tonight's Monday Night Raw episode, comments, whatever you want to talk about. I'll be on there for an hour, 12:45 to 1:45. Go on my Twitter page. There's a direct link to it. Just click it, and it'll take you to my Up Live channel. It's a streaming device. It's a streaming app, I should say. And just, again, go to your phone, go to your app store, download Up Live, go to Matt Morgan, 12:45 a.m. I'll catch you guys on there.
Sounds good. Justin, how about you?
Third year in a row next Sunday in Brooklyn. I'll be at 205th from 4 to 6 p.m. All kinds of good stuff, Q&A, music, drink specials, $20 Miller Lite buckets, $15 Coors Light pitchers, the Absolute LaBar, the Stone Cold Stinger, all kinds of special cocktails. If you like to drink, talk wrestling, it's the place to be. 205th from 4 to 6 p.m. in Brooklyn next Sunday.
Sounds good, guys. I am Glenn Rubenstein. You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein. I appreciate a follow, and we'll see you back here next time on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.